Hello, Internet, and welcome to Saturday night's Thunderball edition. We are excited to be here today to join you on a lovely Saturday afternoon, Sunday morning, wherever you might be for some more Dungeons and Dragons. A couple of quick announcements before we get underway. We have our whole lineup of shows coming up over the next week. Tomorrow, we will have the next session of our 5th edition campaign, The Pursuit of the Black Kestrel. We're in our 7th session of that. Gonna go for, I think we're shooting for 10, so we're getting there. But it's sky pirates and treasure and all sorts of fun stuff. So come out and watch. That is at 4:00 Eastern time tomorrow. On Tuesday, we will have the next session of Eos, another 5th edition campaign run by Barry, where we just fought some zombies and looking to heist some stuff next, I think. So come out and watch that at 7:00 Eastern time on Tuesday. I don't think we have anything. Was it Thursday, Friday this week? But we'll be back next Saturday for Saturday nights, and then Sunday for Slang 101. Anything else that I missed? No? All right. Follow us on Discord, Twitter, here on Twitch, all those places. Links and everything below our faces here on Twitch. But let's go and get started. Recapping what happened last time on Saturday night's Thunderball. The Grey Coast Griffins, your team, took on the Hungerlon Cobras in a fearsome matchup to determine some placements in the Thunderball Grand Tournament. There was a little bit of tension between your teams coming in, as there had been a bet proposed by the Cobras that could have threatened to put the Griffins out of business and out of Thunderball entirely. However, you had rejected this offer, decided to make it a good, clean match between your teams, or so you thought. As you came into the match, Ursa was sidelined for a obscure Thunderball rules violation.
That's sports for bullshit.
You had to deal with that for the first bit of the match, while your team was forced to compete without you. However, the remaining members of the Griffins exceeded expectations and performed very well in the match, able to build a decisive lead against the Hungerlon Cobras. And as Ursa, you returned after a fearsome, very long single round of Thunderball action, and your team had come out victorious on that. Coming into the second match, everyone winded, tired. The Hungerlon Cobras attempting to even the score. You were able to flip the field on them and scoring a second time, putting yourself up 2-0. However, in the process, the Hungerlon Cobras, so gravely injured and exhausted of all of their abilities as they fought tooth and nail to keep you from scoring, were forced to concede the match. And the Griffins came out victorious. So that's where we're picking up here today. You have just defeated the Hungerlon Cobras. You are back in the locker room celebrating, bandaging wounds, taking care of whatever you need to post-match. You've collected your winnings have been delivered unto you, and Tross is standing at the comes in through the entry to the locker room through the big double doors and looks over all of you and says, Well, that was an exciting match. I dare say I exceeded all expectations. We'll certainly be generating quite a bit of revenue for Grey Coast and for yourselves as well. So congratulations. We should get out of town as quickly as possible. I know that you'll typically like to celebrate and have a drink locally. I wouldn't advise that here. They see that they're getting a bit rowdy out there. So I've got the bus. It's parked out back. We can load up the equipment and get going as quickly as possible.
Oh, so they're mad their cheating didn't take?
Maybe.
That's not very sportsmanlike.
They wouldn't hurt us. They just saw what we could do.
Yes. And if you want to go fight through mobs of angry
Fans.
city folk, yes, you are welcome to. I'm going to stay in the cart, though.
Yeah, taking on the Hungerlon Cobras is one thing. I don't want to take on the Hungerlon Hooligans.
They have guards. We got a shop. I have money to spend.
There are other cities we can spend that money in.
You can shop along the way, I promise, but probably should at least get away from the stadium first.
Yes.
Yeah, we should try to get out of here, I guess.
Besides, if they hate us so much, they don't deserve our money.
Right, you don't have to support the Hungerlon economy after all of this.
They'll be
We
fine without
need
us.
a sports shop at Grey Coast.
I'm sure after everything that has happened in the last few weeks, there will be plenty of opportunity to have that done.
Okay.
Right then. Everybody ready to go? Perfect. As you load up all of your stuff, bringing Yuri taking the rear, you are let out from the stadium. There are a few guards that are with you as you are let out through the back entrance of the stadium, and there are some crowds of fans back there, just like booing and jeering and being very angry and rowdy in your general direction. But so long as you don't try to head out into the city to test your luck, then they will usher you safely to your carriage.
Tugless hops on top of the cart and casts Spirit Guardians. And just kind of points at everyone like, "Try it, just try it."
One of the
threaten them.
Yeah, one of the guards looks at you and says, "Sir, can you get down? That's our job. Please get down off the cart. Drop the spell."
Hold on. I want to roll an acrobatics check to see how I get down.
God.
That's a 9, so I fall.
Yeah, you face plant onto the
They're
stone.
both 9.
And then I break my concentration. I'm just gonna assume that happens.
Yeah. I think that calms the fans down a little bit because they just start laughing at Tugless.
There you go.
So they stop jeering quite as much.
It's a good idea to get them to like you. Helps them up off the ground. Just people, guys.
Well, so are we.
Alright.
I'm gonna go to sleep. We won't do a little bird snuggle. He's probably on his spot standing on Alessa's back because we don't want to walk. It's just like a little bird.
Okay. All right. So you Ace drifts off to a dragon slumber.
How does he fall asleep so quickly?
I don't know. I mean, maybe using all that magic tires him out in the matches.
It's like a 30-second walk. He's asleep.
Think you'd wake up if I just pushed them off of you.
I don't know. Do birds land on their feet like cats?
I'll leave him for now. He looks very tired.
All right. You all load up your gear, get in the back. You all still smell a little sweaty, but otherwise, comfortable ride out from the arena and getting back, getting out of the throngs of fans. I think what we'll do is we'll say, once you get away from the stadium, on the outskirts of the city, you find the local Arcanums to do your shopping at. I think there's less traffic over here now. If you linger for too long, maybe some of the fans will end up making their way your direction, and you might end up in some, uncomfortable situations. But we'll see. But Tross guides the wagon over to the large sort of ornate exterior with the big glowing sign up top that says Arcanum Sports Emporium, and looks back to all of you and says, all right, that's not his voice, that's Yuri. He says, all right, do your thing, but do it quickly. I'd like to get out of here with my shirt intact. All right? Okay, you head into the store. That Arcanum's jingle that I'm yet to write plays over the arcane speakers. And you are inside. I'm going to change the music a little bit and do something a little more. Oh God, I've got nothing for this. We'll just go to this. All right, you're going to do your shopping. You all received 500 gold pieces. Those of you that bet, I think I already gave you guys your earnings on that. So yeah, I didn't actually get a chance to add anything new to the lineup, their stock. So we'll see what you get there, and then everything that's in the other the handout they gave you, the PDF I gave you. So I know one thing specifically that you guys have been talking about getting. I don't know if Ace, you want to go first with what you were going to buy with your earnings.
I had one more question. Because Ace would have woken up as soon as he heard the jingle over in the sports shop.
Okay.
Because powerful items. If one was to buy spell scrolls, would they be able to choose what spell is on said scroll?
Yeah.
Cool.
No, I'm going to roll randomly after like all 300 spells and see what you get. No, just kidding.
He just ends up with 5 scrolls of fireball.
Yeah.
Well, it is 5 level 3 spell scrolls I'm buying as well, but it's not going to be all fireball.
Okay. No, you can choose what spell's on there. Let me know what spell it is. If I can't think of any off the top of my head that I'm gonna be like, no, you can't buy that. But I'm sure
it's either gonna be fireball or counter spell.
Okay.
That annoyed me. Just stopping. So yeah, I'd probably buy 5 level 3 spell scrolls because they're 200 each on this PDF.
Okay. The one thing I will. Okay. Yeah, you could do that. We're gonna have to talk about how a counter spell scroll would work as a reaction to like bam a spell scroll out. It'd probably be something that I would say you would have to be holding at the time, which potentially leaves it up to something that you could be disarmed with and that you could drop. I don't think that's a raw thing. I don't know how that works, like the relationship to use object to also using a reaction. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
Ace just staples all of the counter spell scrolls to him and goes, try
this one.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah. You can do that. You can buy those.
Cool. And then it's just the secret stash of the Great Sword of Wounding.
Okay.
Which is just going to put on the back of Alessa's little equipment thing when he gets back up to go back to sleep.
Okay. So you buy it without telling her?
I can't carry it because I'm definitely not strong enough. Oh, wait. Actually, this character has a decent strength. It'll end up dragging along the ground as he's trying to fly it over.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you guys all just hear this scraping as Ace is like hovering off the ground, just dragging this massive like black greatsword across the. It's actually leaving this like scrape along which they're never going to be able to fix because
The floor
sword,
can't take a short rest.
yeah, the floor can't take a short rest. Yeah, it just starts dragging it, and what the attendant, the sword is like. So if you, I can carry that for you. You don't have to the carpet, and
I'm
just
not
like
hiss at him like my bird does.
Ace, do you need a sword that big?
No. But you can use it and cause immense amount of pain to the enemy and harm,
That's for me.
and they can't heal from it unless they sleep. So we just watch them die slowly. Yes. It's like an ongoing fireball.
That's the nicest thing anyone's ever bought for me.
That's only $2,000, please.
Squish.
give him a hug.
I'm a vicious dragon. Put me down.
No.
Shocking grasp.
It's like when
Okay.
I walk across the carpet too fast and it stings a little bit.
Mm-hmm. You buy this sword. Cool. Deduct the gold for that, and the scrolls. How much did the scrolls cost?
Oh, they're 200 each, so I'm down to 50 gold left,
Okay. Okay.
which may cover the damage I did to the floor.
And you said you were buying third level scrolls, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the one thing I guess I hadn't thought about is that I am going to limit you guys to buying the levels of scrolls for spells. It has to be a level of spell that you can cast.
Yeah.
So. Okay. Who else?
I was interested in buying some bracers of archery for 1,500.
All right. Yeah, you can definitely do that.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, the attendant brings you out a set of. I'm trying to decide: do I go sports or do I go fantasy in this? I mean, they're
Fantasy
just
sport.
Yeah, they're just arm guards, and you know they've got some Velcro, so you can like adjust them. But yeah, they'll help with your archery.
Okay, lovely.
And I have now inserted Velcro into my universe here. I don't know what I've done. All right, yeah. Deduct the gold for that. You can buy those. Are those the ones that add to your attack or your damage?
I thought it was attack, but I looked it up and I guess it's damage.
Yeah. Is it +2 to your each damage roll?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you still want them, or do you want to look at something else?
I'll take them. I'll take them.
Okay. All right. So sword of wounding, spell scrolls, bracers of archery. Anyone else buying any sports equipment? All saving.
Yeah, maybe next time.
There's not
Okay.
much that like. There's not much that like I can think to buy. Honestly.
I mean, there is maybe the Band of Sweat removal, which reduces fire damage taken by 5 points once per round, which could help with some friendly fire incidents, maybe.
Yeah, I thought
Oh
about
my
it.
goodness.
I thought about it, but I already have resistance to fire, so I'm like,
Yeah.
What funds do people have?
I am just shy of 800, but
I got 950.
5,000. Can I wear horseshoes?
Yeah.
Okay, I need 500 more gold.
Oh, you can get the fancy horseshoes.
Uh-huh.
Which ones? Because there's like 2 different types of horseshoes.
The horseshoes of the
Yeah.
Zephyr.
Is that the flying one?
Yeah.
Or yeah, I figured.
It's other stuff too, but it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pull it up.
It doesn't matter that what else it is. It makes you be able to just run across. The
Run through the
Yeah,
air.
they let you
Yeah.
move when they are affixed to the hooves of a horse or similar creature. They allow the creature to move normally while floating 4 inches above the ground. You can cross or stand above non-solid or unstable surfaces such as water or lava. They leave no tracks and ignore difficult terrain.
Okay, but it's only 4 inches. It's not like you just get a fly speed.
No, it's like a levitate.
Slightly.
But again,
hovering.
I can.
But still, it's a horse hovering 4 inches off the ground.
Yeah, ignoring difficult
Yeah.
terrain is a big deal.
Mhm.
And then also, the creature can move at a normal speed for up to 12 hours a day without suffering exhaustion.
Would
Sounds
there be
good.
more gambling in the upcoming matches?
Yeah, you guys can place bets in future matches.
Can Ace return some spell throws?
Yes, you can. I will say this too. The odds on your future matches are not going to be as much as they were in this match. They're not going to be as extreme.
Even
so
if
I
it's
will let
2
you
to
guys know
1,
from-
he's just gonna hand all the paper back because he saw something so much better, and
Okay.
he needs that $1,000 to gamble to get it.
Okay.
He's gonna get the saddle
needs
of the
that money.
cavalier, which means you can't be dismounted against your will, and attacks against my mount has disadvantage. So, wow.
Ah.
Oh God.
So
I'm not
barbarian.
above wearing a saddle.
Yeah, I guess that's the question. I could donate some funds to either this saddle or the horseshoes. How much do you need more?
Well, I have 1,050 when I return my spell scrolls.
Yeah.
The look on Sean's face when it into the saddle, he's like, "What disadvantage against the barbarian?"
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, you guys talk about this. I gotta think of some things.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah, how much do you
five-
need for this?
I'm 500 off. for-
500. I can help pitch in
That's a
because,
lot.
like I said, I'm not buying anything.
Well, I feel
can't.
bad taking everybody's money.
Ah, I was just
I
like,
can get him next time.
Mega
We're
horse. Mega horse.
We're
That's what we're
investing.
creating.
yes.
We're coming into the finals. It's knockout. It's time to invest the money into our transport.
Yeah. All right, here's 500.
Okay.
Yeah, give.
Oh.
'Cause, yeah, I mean, we've talked about this before. The main item I would want is 12,000 gold. I don't think we're gonna get to that within the
Can't help
span
you
of the
there.
gameplay.
Yeah.
If you
Okay.
gambled, we probably could have.
Can I buy these horseshoes? I have $3 left. Worth it.
How much is the saddle in the book?
2,000.
Okay, that sounds right. Yeah, fuck, can't argue with that.
Thanks, Ursa.
Okay, so in the total, we need 3,500 to get these shoes and the saddle.
I mean, I can pretty easily do 500, and then
Yeah.
maybe still get something left over.
Yeah, I could easily do. I could pitch in 500.
How do
They
you
are
feel
gonna-
as the DM about this?
I'm fine with you guys doing this. The one thing that I will say up front though is that the saddle gives the disadvantage while somebody is in it.
Mhm.
Like, so somebody has to be riding on
Yeah.
it less for a disadvantage on attacks against her. They're gonna hit the person in the saddle to get them off of it, so they can hit her. So just
But they
just letting you
can't
guys
be
know.
dismounted against their will, so we just need someone who's just willing to take hits.
Yeah,
So
They don't
Ursa
know
and
you.
Alessa-
I could take a few hits.
This is an excellent plan.
need a body just to sit on Alessa, just to keep her
Excellent.
safe.
Okay.
Okay.
Just put me on. I'll cast like temporary armor and then put spirit guardians, so it's just a mobile artillery.
Oh my gosh.
This is really
What is everyone's AC anyway?
I'm 18.
16.
16.
19
So I
with
can-
my shield.
So
16.
you're up to 22 casting shield. Okay. So what? We got 500 from Traffy, 500 from Tugless. I just want to get the total funds. I have 1,050, so that's 2,050. We need 3,500 for these 2 items.
Yeah. So I think the saddle is probably more immediately useful and powerful.
Okay.
I'd agree with that.
Saddle done.
You know, the lava map isn't going to be until like the championship
Doesn't
round.
matter.
So
Mm-hmm.
So we have the saddle.
Yes.
all right, got a saddle. All right.
So I
Anyone
guess I'm
else
just
buying
outside
anything
getting
that's going to
horseshoes
break
put
my
on my
game?
feet.
So you had enough money for horseshoes as well?
Yeah, I had 1,000.
I actually get it to 500. So we got horseshoes as well. I know what I'm going to spend my next 500 on, guys. Don't worry, we got this. So you got an upgrade coming. Next 500. Adamantine armor. You can't be crit. You can't be hit for a crit while they're attacking
Be
you. That's
nice.
I guess I just go outside and have horseshoes put on my feet.
Essentially, this is turning into Fire Emblem. You're just making one just like beefcake character just descend like straight
Yeah.
into the-
And
yeah.
we're making it
Why
worse
wouldn't
because,
we?
because when,
what
because when
else
she goes
were
for
we
the
gonna do?
attack, it's like I'll add a +10 to my strike to score, and they're like, "Oh man, you guys lost again."
If
Yeah.
if there were guns in this game, I would give Alessa a gun.
All
No,
right.
you
Hear me
give,
out.
you
could
give
just-
Stranger the gun from range.
But we could strap a minigun to my back and then in
Whoever's
front of the
on
saddle.
there is just
and-
firing.
Then I'm
Yes.
just a tank.
Yes, a big old Gatling
I'm a
gun.
literal tank. Listen, this is a good idea.
It's
Are any
somehow
of
like
us
this evolves into a Warhammer 40k.
Yeah.
are any of
Yeah.
us smart enough to invent guns?
Not
Because-
for a
Yeah, I
few
mean-
hundred years, if I'm assuming right in this time placement.
Well, no,
Didn't
'cause
we
this-
decide this is a very low int party
Yeah.
as a group?
But doesn't
I
this
have a
take place
12.
after Survivor's Complex? So guns do exist, but
They do exist. I don't think they're allowed in Thunderball play though.
I wouldn't hope so.
It's a packed weapon.
Don't matter. Okay, so you guys have the sword, the saddle, the bracers, and the horseshoes.
Shiny shoes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Anything else? No? All right.
Not just yet.
This was a good trip.
So that was a good trip. You guys got a lot of good stuff. You load back up into the wagon and you head out of town. So you have a couple days travel to get back to Great Coast. It's following the same route that you did before through a few small towns that you'll stop in overnight for whatever you guys want to do. Are you interested in continuing your training camps along the way? Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Start charging them now because we're successful.
Yeah.
Okay, Ace's idea is shut down already. It's like,
You
We can't do
so
that
yeah,
till
you
we at least like qualify for a tournament.
you stop in a few towns along the way to do these training camps, and a lot of these are kids you've already worked with at this point. You've done like your first round, and you are coming in like just as like a lot of the news is hitting the town that you guys have defeated the Hungerlong Cobras and news of your match. So there's a lot of like fanfare, and so I think after 2 days and you are in let's say the name of the town was, I think I just called it Dale. I don't remember if it had a first part of its name, but you start up in the same town that you were in previously. You've done a training camp that day. The kids had a blast. No one got hurt seriously, so it was all in all a successful day. You're having a drink at the local tavern that evening, most of which is on the house. They're not like charging you guys for anything because you guys are bringing in so much business for these places that you're staying at. Anyone that lives in like settlements nearby is like coming in to see the new rising underdogs of the Balabar Thunderball League. But you're sitting at a table with the six of you, Yuri and Trost. And our Trost is currently has been outside and comes back in a hurry, and you see him tuck his cell phone, his speaking stone, into into his pocket of his nice suit jacket, and he comes in a hurry, sits down at the table with all of you, says, "Oh, right. I've got some good news for all of you. Well, it's great news. I'm sure you are ready for this, but we've moved up in the rankings. Congratulations. You're currently ranked 8th in the Battle of Thunderball League, so you have succeeded in making it
This
to
is quite a jump.
quite a jump indeed. Well, after your handy defeat of the Cobras, I had no doubt that you were going to climb into the top 10. I was slightly concerned that there might be some politics that might go into it. We might see less movement, but it seems that, for what it's worth, the committee is interested in seeing you in the tournament, which you will be in as long as you make it through the qualifying match. Which I have some news on that as well. And he pulls out a small piece of parchment, which looks like he's taken some notes on it from his conversation with a bit of charcoal, and he says, so it looks like your next match is going to be in Nelsry. I will let your coach decide, and you guys can discuss the complications of this match and the unique elements of the Nelsry arena. However, if you're able to successfully prevail in this bout, you will be in the first round of the tournament, going up against Sorenlar, currently ranked number 3. So you have we're seated very low, so you'll have a tough fight ahead of you to make it into the top, into the finals. So I don't have much else to give you except for that, and a warm congratulations and a good luck. Kind of looks over to Yuri as well, who's been sitting there kind of contemplative. And did you guys have anything like you wanted to ask or say in that moment?
Is anyone else registered with the second team?
Yeah, I've been thinking about that on the trip over. We should get that sorted out.
Yes, I don't know exactly what that was about. Yuri, did you figure that? And Yuri says, yeah, Ursa, I don't know where that came from. I did what I could to try to dig up any information I could and where that registry came from, because I thought that would have popped up earlier. I'm sort of getting the impression that might not have been an official document that they had somehow gotten their hands on. And from the word around around town, that's the sort of thing that the Cobras are known for doing. So should be taken care of now. Hopefully we don't have anything like that come up again. Nelsry's a little more above board, if unconventional.
Well, it's a good thing they don't have a foothold in our city now.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
We lose Morgan. Okay. We'll want to just take us to the break.
Yep.
Oh.
Be
Okay.
right back.
Yep, you're back, everyone. And welcome back, Internet. Sorry for the interruption there. We are working on getting Morgan back with us. Have some internet issues. But let's go and keep going. So you just got this news from Tross. You know your next matchup is going to be against Nelsry. Was there a question that I was answering, or somebody asked something? I felt like that was in the middle of saying something. I don't remember what I was saying.
It was just about if people are registered to multiple teams.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So it's like fake paperwork.
Yeah. Trosh just says, I'm going to do what I can to grease some palms and make sure that something like that doesn't happen again. Sound good? We don't need to go into too much detail there.
Is that common?
It's more common than you might think. You know, people have a lot riding on these sorts of things, and when there's a lot of gold on the line, people tend to do some things they might not do otherwise.
Well, seems like they spent a lot of time greasing palms and not a lot of time practicing.
Well, I'll leave the practicing to all of you then, and I'll focus on doing what I do best. So I leave you in the capable hands of your coach. I'm going to get another drink. And he stands up from the table, walks over to the bar.
So Nelsry.
Right. Nelsry.
I keep hearing the word unconventional be thrown around.
Yeah. I'm assuming none of you have ever been there.
Raided it once or twice. Wasn't really worth my time. No.
Right.
Dragon Talk.
Well, it's a Triton city, so it's underwater, and so is the stadium, which is where we'll be playing.
Slight issue. I can't breathe underwater.
Well, that's part of the rules, isn't it? They have to
Yes.
accommodate us.
The stadium will accommodate some small inconveniences to make sure it's more of an even playing field.
Like lungs.
Like lungs. They have some very capable magical practitioners, and they will make sure that you are able to play. However, it will still be a pretty big disadvantage, as I don't believe any of you have any training in underwater combat.
I can just cast lightning forever.
Doesn't that kill all of us?
We'll also
Yeah,
be
it's
in
fine.
the water.
It's
Okay, let
fine.
me know first so I can become resistant to it first.
yeah.
I imagine it'd be like flying, but everyone can do it.
It's one way to look at it.
I've been practicing.
We're getting there. I think that you can't be removed from this saddle against your will.
Okay, so if they make it that everyone can breathe, what about speaking and stuff? Like, is magic gonna be trickier for us?
From my perspective, I'll just answer this in character or out of character, because I don't know how Yuri would know this. The way that I interpret the underwater breathing spell is it also allows you to communicate underwater. So
Okay. Because otherwise, I have 2-3 spells which are not a verbal component.
yeah, no, you can still do verbal components. The things that you will all be given a underwater breathing spell, and I think also a freedom of movement spell.
They're not allowed to dispel that spell off of us, are they?
No.
My fireball went shit underwater.
So the one thing to consider though is they will also be even just so it is a completely even playing field. They are also under the effects of those spells, even though they don't need it. The freedom of movement spell will go both ways, which is going to make it hard for anyone to be grappled during this match.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
So something to consider. So everyone will be given those 2 spells before the match, and no, they will not be able to be dispelled. But otherwise, underwater combat, there are some additional rules to it.
I feel like Stranger and Ace are being personally targeted here.
I mean,
I don't know
I'm
what-
kind of targeted too because I literally can't do lightning.
Well, you can. You just
can.
hurt
No, you
everyone.
No, it doesn't hurt everyone. That's not how water works.
Conducts electricity. We're in there.
Not just everyone in the
Tubeless,
entire
toaster, stadium, bathtub.
No, that's not how it works in D&D. The only effects of water in D&D, other than hydration, are melee attacks. If you don't have a swim speed, melee attacks with anything except for I wrote it down. Anything except for a dagger, javelin, short sword, spear, trident have disadvantage.
Freedom of movement gets rid of that.
Does it?
Being underwater imposes no penalties on movement or attacks.
Oh, okay. There you go. So you guys are good with the attacks.
Sorry.
Even
And
the
then
ranged attacks.
all
So-
creatures have resistance to fire damage.
I take that spell. I use that spell all the time when I play clerics.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so we don't have to worry about attacks.
No, I'm feeling personally
Even for
targeted
ranged
now.
attacks.
It's
Let's
it
see.
says
You touch a willing creature for the duration the target's movement is unaffected by difficult terrain, and spells or other magical
It's the
effects
last
and neither
line.
reduce the target's
Mhm.
speed, causing that. Finally, being underwater imposes no penalties on target's movements or attacks. So attacks in general. So all attacks. So yeah, no, you're good there.
it's a very
Um,
powerful
no-
spell.
Mhm.
I picture
Yeah.
each arrow has like its own little pocket of air around it.
Yeah. So the only person I'm targeting here is Ace.
Don't worry.
Shock.
I was gonna try a new strategy of zero fireball game and just make you guys kill themselves with enemies abound. And watery sphere seems like I'm just gonna put them in a bowl. How does that work underwater?
And you'd
Yeah.
be able to control that water, I assume.
I can. I am amazing.
You just essentially you just control the water space around them. Keep them locked in.
I mean, I do have the spell control water.
I was about
so-
to ask because you can make like whirlpools and shit.
Yeah.
I've got shape water as a cantrip.
I saw the shape
my
of
favorite
water. Is that
movie.
the same thing?
No,
Alex,
it's
I don't think
very
we can set
different.
up our murder zone today.
Not quite as much. I mean, I've got a couple different area things I could do.
Trap them in a whirlpool.
Now will the field, Thunderball field, have like sea mines or stuff like that?
Sharks.
You won't know until you get there. Otherwise, it's just a normal field. It's just underwater.
You guys just
How heavy are my horseshoes?
I don't know. What's the weight in the DMG say?
I don't know.
Well, they float, so they have negative weight, right?
Well, no, they have a thing that makes me be able to float. They don't just float by themselves. It doesn't say. Can I get some really heavy boots?
Okay, Zelda.
Yeah.
What are you looking to do here? So you can run on the ground?
Yeah.
You'll still be able to do that. You have freedom of movement.
I
So
don't know.
yeah.
okay. Are we stopping back at Grey Coast before we go, or are we going there now?
Yeah, I assume we still have a few
Yeah.
weeks.
No, you're going back to Great Coast first. You have 3 weeks until your next match. And the way the tournament is going to work is going to be the same as this. I mean, you'll have a match. You'll have a couple weeks off. They don't do. It's not like a March Madness sort of. You'll have like a game every couple of days. You still have plenty of downtime between. So yeah, you guys are heading back, so you'll have time to prepare. But yeah, the way that it'll work once you guys get there, just to be absolutely clear, is if you're running, if you guys are moving your normal speed, I'm assuming you're on the ground. If anyone can fly essentially, but you're moving at your swim speed, which since none of you have a swim speed, is half of your movement speed.
But freedom of movement, being underwater imposes no penalties on the target movement or attacks.
No. Yeah, you have no penalties on your movement. So you guys are not moving at half speed all the time. You're only moving at half speed if you are specifically swimming.
Can I consider
none of you have
flying
a
and
swim.
use my wings to propel me?
Since you have a fly speed, I will say that that essentially equates to a swim speed for you.
Yes. Can our cleric learn water breathing? Clerics can change their spells each day, right?
I can.
Just for training. We can just train in the water. We get bags of sand to weigh Alessa down. This is to practice running. Just to get us used to this. Maybe we could gain a partial swim speed bonus.
So I've been doing all his resistance training in the sand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd be doing acrobatics training.
So we could skip to you
Something
guys
made
being-
my strength go up to a 20.
Just level.
You guys can go back to Great Coast, or we'll go ahead and cut to you guys being back at Great Coast and having time to do your preparations for the next match. And this doesn't have to be, this can be anything. It's not just your training. If there's any conversations you want to have, planning, strategizing, anything like that, let's go ahead and do that now. So anyone have anything that they want to do that pops into their head?
I mean, I do think the underwater training is a good idea. So even if it's not necessarily getting water breathing and spending a ton of time under there, probably just a little bit of I think even before someone brings up that idea, Truffy's just out there going in, just holding his breath as long as he can, bursting back out, breathing back in and going in again.
Okay.
That's not long enough, Truffy, and we'll hold you down long.
All right, new character. Okay, so you're gonna do some. You guys, I assume most of you are gonna do some water resistance training. Getting
Yeah.
used to doing things underwater.
It seems like effort, not going to.
Okay.
I will recommend it, but I'll get wet.
All right.
Okay.
I'll get a cold, it'll just be bad.
What do you think is going to happen during the match? Are you not going to play?
I'll play. I'll just stand above the water and direct.
I
I don't
don't
want to
think
get sick before the match.
I don't think there is an above the water during the game. The city's
Yeah.
underwater.
Yeah.
Someone should really fix that then. Maybe we could drain the water. Like just help me. The city's flooded.
Drain the sea.
Yeah, that's not a feat of engineering. Let's just have Treffy use mold earth.
Yeah. You start now, you might do enough before cast that every 6 seconds for the next 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine underwater. You guys need to practice. I'll just.
Yuri, seeing Ace's hesitation, kind of like confronts him as you guys are having this conversation on the beach. Yuri walks up and gives you a long look, Ace, and says, Ace, you're going to need to take this seriously.
Yeah, I am. I don't want to get sick before the game. I fly, I don't swim.
If you don't have any training doing this, then you are... Get in the water.
He'll pull his onesie up and go up to his knees just before the feathers start touching.
Debating whether he's just going to push you the rest of the way in.
Treffy will go ahead and use shape water and just splash him so he's fully soaked.
Yeah.
I hate all you guys so much right now.
See, you didn't die. It's not that bad.
If I get a cold, why do I have a love letter in my eyeball?
Is that your trinket?
I just noticed you wrecked my love letter. Gosh.
It's probably
If
from
you-
the
if-
background.
If you get sick, I'll heal you. You'll be fine.
Come on, we're swimming.
All right.
Fine.
You guys do your swim training in the ocean, which is difficult. I mean, because it's gonna have as much more of a current than you will in Nelsry. So good training there. Okay, so are we getting a Morgan back?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm just gonna tell her to go ahead and jump in. All right. Anyone else doing anything specifically?
Can I finish off my intimidation training?
Sure.
Because I'll finally be proficient at it.
Is this your last one that you need to do?
It'll equal my proficiency.
Cool.
It'll
Yeah.
equal my 3.
Then you are now proficient.
I'll do that with acrobatics.
And athletics here.
Okay.
The scariest bird man around.
I think I want to try again to get expertise in athletics.
Okay. So do another roll. What did I set the DC at before?
That's 15.
I'm trying to remember what I set the DC at previously. Does anyone remember?
Yeah.
So I want to say I did it like 10
thought
plus
it was
after
10.
level or something. Yeah. The
What would
DC it
you-
was 10. Or... 15
Whatever
sounds
makes
like it's
it a
probably enough
success.
either way. Yeah. 15 sounds like enough either way. So yeah. You get +1.
Hooray.
All right.
I would also like to do this.
You're finishing off your acrobatics, or you're trying to go for
No.
expertise? Okay,
I'm gonna try to do expertise.
go for it.
18.
That's a success.
Yay.
All right. So you have done that. Anyone else doing a training for a
Check and
proficiency?
see. I think I was. Okay, I think I was going for expertise on athletics because I have a
On
+1 right
athletics.
now.
Okay, make another athletics check.
Oh, okay. Get out my dice. Athletics. That was very good. Well, a 15.
You're good. Yeah, that's another. So you got a +1, so I'll put you at a +2.
Excellent.
I think one more, and you'll be proficient or expertise,
Expert.
an expert.
Heck yeah.
Okay. All right. So you guys have all done that. Any other training specifically you want to do?
We should probably read the book about what the other team is.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
And then we can strategize around a nice warm fire where nobody's wet.
I'm just gonna make it like sleet storm just on top of you.
That's intense.
I will kill you.
I have resistance to fire. Come and try it.
I have other attacks.
I'm gonna pull up their character sheets for the questions that you guys are about to
I
ask.
think whenever they're taking a break, Truffy will just use create bonfire on the beach for drying off and
Perfect.
toasting back up.
Does it also spawn like surfboards and like images from the movie Endless Summer?
I had that exact same image, so I'm glad that you said it, so I didn't have to.
Well, I could either create bonfire or silent image those, but I can't do both at once because they're both concentration.
All right. So you guys huddle around the bonfire after a day of intense underwater training, and pull out your trusty Thunderball handbook. What would you like to know?
Well, let's find out who we're playing against.
Yeah, let's start off that way.
Okay. So the Nelsary Typhoons have 5 players on their team. They have a sorcerer named Mihi, M-I-H-I. They have a paladin named Iha, that's I-H-A. They have a rogue named Astri. They have a bard, an A-S-T-R-I for Astri. They have a bard named Awe, O-H-W-E. And they have a ranger named Glessy, G-L-E-S-I. I believe
The captain.
their captain, I'm double checking. Their captain is Iha, the paladin.
Do we want to learn their wisdom relative to Tuglas's like we did before? Or do we think maybe another stat might be more helpful?
Well, I think out of all of those, in terms of wisdom, I think the sorcerer and the paladin are going to be maybe about the same as me.
Why do you say sorcerer? I don't need wisdom. They're gonna be charismatic.
Yeah, those are both charisma based.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Charisma and constitution are my saving throws. Wisdom is whatever.
Ranger spells are wisdom though.
No one has high intelligence, do they? We discussed that.
Not on our team.
Okay, it looks like we'll go charisma, charisma, dex, charisma, dex. Is what they're going to be specializing in. So it's probably not. They're probably not that smart either.
What is
Depends.
Does the enemy's bound save?
Intelligence, which is why I like to draw. Hoping they're not smart.
The bard could be. The rogue potentially could be. Aren't arcane trickster spells intelligence?
Can we check strength of people? Border
Sure.
spheres don't have strength. I can capture people.
All right, what are we asking for first? Because I've heard a couple of stats mentioned.
I was putting out intelligence and strength are the two things Ace needs to find out about. Well, would like to, but that's just him putting his opinions out. He doesn't really care if other people have other ideas.
You guys don't have a
about
limit
that.
to what you can ask too. I just need to know what you're asking for first
Oh,
and who it's compared to.
Other than it taking a while for us to go through them, is there any reason for us not to just find out all the stats?
Yeah, I just need to know what number I'm comparing it to, and which one
Who?
you're asking about.
Strength or lesser.
Well, do we want to pick someone with more of a middling strength so that
Yeah, because it's probably all going to be less than mine.
Yeah, it's just a
Uh,
20.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it can
very
only
big.
be equal to or less, pretty much.
I have a strength of 14.
Okay. That
Let's
We'll
seems
go with
like
that.
I have 14. I have 14 strength as well.
Mhm.
go with that.
Okay.
I thought it told you if it was less than what it was.
Okay. So out of a strength of 14, the sorcerer's is lower. The ranger's is lower. The bard's is lower. The rogue's is lower. The paladin's is higher.
What's everyone's intelligence level?
Oh, let's just go in order of the stats, maybe. Who's got a middling dex?
My dex is trash. It's 10.
Okay, mine's
I have-
18.
Same, yeah.
Mine's 14.
17.
Okay, so maybe another 14 dex.
All right. So compared to a 14 dex.
Or, well, actually, sorry, because we've been saying a couple of them might be higher in dex, we maybe want to do 17 or 18.
17, I think, would be good.
Yeah.
Okay. Compared to a 17 dex. The sorcerer's is lower. The ranger's is higher. The bard's is lower. The rogue's is higher. The paladin's is lower. So pretty even split there.
I've got a 15 con.
Oh, it's 16.
Got a
Mine's only
13.
12. I'm 12. I am squishy cleric boy.
So maybe the 16 con.
16. Okay. Sorcerer lower. Ranger lower. Bard lower. What's the number again?
16.
16. Rogue is neither. And Paladins is neither.
Okay, they're kind of a squishy team. Alright.
I mean, above average is 16 cons, pretty good. You guys just all rolled for stats and they all didn't.
Rude.
So who's got
Intelligence. I have a 12.
I'm 11.
I have a 10.
Is Ace the smartest one?
Oh, God.
Wait, what's everybody else's?
10?
10.
You're saying int?
Yeah.
Yeah.
12.
Okay, there is something right with the world. This isn't another Xander situation.
8!
Yeah.
Oh.
That checks out.
So I guess 12 int it is.
12.
Okay.
Okay.
Mr. Smart. High five.
Sorcerers is equal to. Rangers is lower. Bard is lower. Rogues is higher. Paladins is lower.
They're dumb.
So are y'all.
No, I'm smarter than most of their team.
None of you had an intelligence above a 12. They had one person equal to one person above. They are smarter than you.
No, they got
Barely.
just you wait until they're all attacking each other because they're like, are you my friend or my enemy? I don't know. Stabby stab.
All right, what next?
What is it? Oh man.
Wisdom.
I have an 18 in wisdom.
16.
I have 14.
12.
13. So should we do 16, 14, or 16 wisdom? Which do we want?
Does
I
anyone
said
have
16.
wisdom saving throw spells?
That's almost all of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
gonna be a
well,
lot of
I'll
the
give
Douglases
you
too.
the option then.
Yeah, let's do 16 wisdom.
A lot of my spells are dex saving throws.
Oh, interesting.
All right, so you're asking in comparison with the 16 wisdom.
Yes.
Mhm.
Sorcerer lower. Ranger equal to. Bard equal to. Rogue lower. Paladin lower.
So I'm guessing they're probably pretty charismatic then.
3 of them needed to cast spells, so.
Well, I don't know
Okay.
who wants to have theirs as comparison. I've got 20.
Mine's
18.
13.
Mine's 12.
12.
One
Sorry, I
of
spaced out.
What's your charisma?
Charisma. Oh, it's 20.
I think I might be the best then. 13.
Well, if we know 3 of them are going to be high, do we want to go?
But we won't
The
know by
18.
how less.
Well,
Hold on,
18 will
someone
let
had
us know
18? You have
Yeah,
18?
I got 18.
Okay.
I took the feet instead of maxing.
Then, yeah, let's do 18 charisma.
Because we know which 3 are going to be above 13. It's more to see if they've got higher than 18 or equal.
All right, 13 charisma.
18 charisma.
18 charisma. Okay, 18 charisma. Sorcerer higher. Ranger lower. Bard equal to. Rogue lower. Paladin lower.
Well, it's 20 for the sorcerer most likely, and then probably 16 for the bard and paladin.
So,
Do you know
if
what level these guys are? I don't know what info we can find out or would know.
They are level 9.
Well, okay then.
Every
Does that
team you've gone
mean-
up against has been one level higher than you
Dang.
Does that mean we'll be level 9?
after you play them.
assuming we win, of course, because if we lose, it don't matter.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so then I guess in terms of the spells we've been discussing, enemies abound probably on the ranger at the
I
very
could
least.
just see the sorcerer counterspelling that. And they have more spell slots than me.
But if you manage to, yeah, I'm trying to think what we could do about that. But assuming counterspell is not a consideration, which it almost certainly will be, I imagine the ranger is probably one of the best targets for enemies abound.
I can do 2 of them because I can twin this shit.
Yeah, so them
What's the save on that?
Intelligence.
Them maybe the bard. I worry about the paladin because they're gonna have their aura to bump up saves.
I think that's probably a good strategy for us to remember, since we know paladins can do that thing, is to keep the paladin away from the rest of the team.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna be able to do a hold person because of freedom of movement. And then
I
guess
think
that
it's
also-
just. I thought freedom of movement was just non-magical. Hold on.
Thought I saw something that said.
You can't be paralyzed or
Oh, it's non-magical restraints. Never mind. It's like manacles and stuff. Yeah. Spells and other magical effects cannot reduce their speed or cause them to be paralyzed or restrained. So if you have anything other than that, or I can just shove them around a lot.
Yeah. Okay, but Hunger Hadar doesn't do anything about restraining, so that's not going to be an issue. It does make it difficult terrain, but they'll ignore that.
I can try to separate the paladin from everyone else.
Does Spirit Guardian specify difficult terrain or just half speed? And does the wording of freedom of movement negate that?
Can neither reduce the target's speed. It's both. Yeah.
Okay.
You're unaffected by difficult terrain, and you can't reduce anybody's speed.
Yeah.
I'm assuming we don't know what subclass they are.
No, I can tell you what subclass they are.
Please do.
Yeah. Sorcerer is Draconic.
This is a one-on-one fight between us two. I don't care. Everyone can just stand back.
Ranger is a Hunter. Bard is College of Glamour.
Interesting.
Rogue is a Thief. And Paladin is Oath of Conquest.
I'll be right back. Just real quick.
Isn't that what Ursa is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we
That means
definitely
they
know
get-
what they're gonna get up to.
They get the +10 to the attack on the thing.
Like I said. I'll
Was
take him
their
out.
intelligence high? I didn't write notes.
The paladin?
Yeah,
No.
cool. So they could probably lose to my Mind Dust, which means they can't attack the next round if they fail. This
This is gonna be tricky.
Yeah.
is
So,
the wizard's gonna be tanky. I mean, the sorcerer's gonna be tanky.
They don't have that much con or dex,
Mm-mm.
so unless they have mage armor.
I'd probably
Well,
bank.
Well, you
on
know
that
they're
one.
the Dragon Ancestry.
Oh yeah.
So they have the 13 plus their dex is their AC, and then if they take shield, they can get resistance to a element they cast for an hour. I'm just going to fuse them into Draconic. I'll look at a dragon sorcerer.
On the one hand, I don't see what benefit there is to being the thief. I mean, they'll still be a rogue, but the different thief archetype features don't seem to offer much benefit here. And then I don't know enough about the Glamour College off the top of my head.
Who do we think is going to be their squishiest person?
Um,
I'm gonna bank on the bard probably.
Yeah. That's what I was.
Since the rogue's constitution's pretty high.
Do you want to try and take on the bard then, Savvy, with your sword of wounding? She'll be one of their healers as well, most likely. And if they can't heal themselves, can we just remove them? they'll end up being like one strong magic spell, and they should be out from like round 2 or 3.
Yeah, I'm just a little worried about having to go up against a bunch of saving throws.
I have some counter spells.
Because guess what? My intelligence and wisdom and charisma saving throws all not very good.
Well, you should have Ursa on your back, and she'll be giving you
So.
the aura.
Yeah, I can try.
I'll try and get the sorcerer. Wasn't that smart, was he?
He has an intelligence of 12.
Yeah.
Or they, I guess I don't know.
So that's probably saving throw +1. Okay. I try and get the sorcerer and the ranger, because even if they go to cast spells, they have to roll to see who they attack. So they may end up attacking someone with the spell instead.
And then because Treffy and Tugless, I think, both have stuff that can push people away to like
Yep.
keep
Yeah.
the paladin away from the
Yeah, I've got.
pedestal. And Stranger can do basically everything, so.
Yeah.
Push the paladin away, then put the things where if you travel through it, it gets damaged. I think you can probably just swim up. How does that work? How would snare work in this? Would you be able to just put snare in the middle of the area and they fly through that one little 5-foot radius they just tied up? Or does it have to be on the ground?
I don't know what the language of the spell is. Does it have to be on the ground?
I can cast it.
On the ground
Yeah.
or floor.
On
Okay.
the ground.
So it's gonna be a difficult match. Just because
You
all
say
our-
that, then you guys will end up sweeping it 3-0.
Again, that was a really hard game.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we did say whoever won round 1 would win the thing.
So how is, like, because I have to like think of this now. How are like lightning spells going to be impacted in this like battlefield?
Repeat the question.
So how's lightning going to be affected with this? So like
It's just going to function as normal.
just normal? Okay.
So the only thing that is affected is fire spells reduced by 50%.
Well, they have resistance to fire spells.
Yeah.
So unless you have something to overcome resistance.
Which I could have had, but I removed that so I could get 20.
Yeah, when you messaged me about that earlier, I was like, all right. That's all right. I think
take
what you
banishment or else being like, yeah. I think we have this. Enemies abound some people. Kill the bard. I would say bard or sorcerer first. But I'm pushing for bard because they can probably heal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure Paladin is probably going to be a bit of a tank to take out.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, let's just ignore him for as much as we can.
Don't know that we can do much more until we know their like actual starting positions. So
Mhm. Well, on that line of thought, then, is there anything else that you guys are wanting to do with your training time before the next match? Or you guys just want to go straight to the next match?
practice with my new sword.
Okay.
Unless not used to a sword.
How to fly.
Teach who how to fly?
Alyssa how to fly.
Uh,
Even though it's only 4 inches off the ground, you're not touching him. He's
Well, I'm not levitating all the time. It just gives me the ability to. Except
Yeah.
for the last week, she's definitely been levitating all the time.
Just
On
zooming
purpose,
around.
or-
Very large dog paddle. Probably.
It's just massive black greatsword, big saddle, and then you're trying to walk properly, but you're like a dog with slippers on and they're taking the really awkward steps.
Oh, have you guys ever seen a horse swim?
No.
Just like it's like a doghouse. Their
It's
legs
just
are just
doing
much
the best
longer.
it can.
It's cute.
Okay.
Except she's 8 feet tall and weighs 2,100 pounds and would kill you if she landed on you.
Give a
That's cute.
cannonball.
Do we have any ideas for defending this pedestal? Because I don't think Death Circle's going to work, considering they can just come in from the top.
I do have Guardian of Faith, so I can always prop that up.
Yeah. I mean,
I also
Go
I've
ahead.
got spiritual weapon now as well, so I can have a magic weapon. I need to figure out what I want it to be.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I can still do Wall of Fire, but it's going to be a lot easier for them to just get around. So, yeah, it might make the most.
I still have darkness.
Yeah. So yeah, it might make more sense for Truffy to be a striker or infiltrator this match.
Yeah, I can stick to more defense.
Well, when you're a +10 to a smite / tanky. But if you want to go defense, we need someone sitting on lesser. I'm the second most tankiest person.
I mean, Truffy can sit on her and, gonna be not the tankiest boy, but can take a few hits and,
You can also heal yourself.
yep.
Oh, that's true.
And I can just Eldritch Blast them away so they don't even get close.
Pull the bard close and be like, "Come here, little friend." Mwah.
Break his guitar.
Hey, my friend wants to speak to you.
Now I got the lightning little cantrip.
Yeah, I do not have that one.
I guess. I don't know. You're training from Ace.
Yeah, they're good.
I mean, if you guys don't have anything else, so I'll go and say, like, I don't have anything else for this session specifically because I'm planning on starting the match next week. So if you guys have more training or strategizing you guys want to do, we can go on break. We can talk about it, or we can go on break and then talk more when we come back. Or we can wrap up anything else you guys want to do and call it a shorter session today. But I'm gonna have to do some prep work for this match, especially after so many new elements were added to this with your purchases.
They wouldn't know what purchases we got,
I know. I'm just
so
messing with
just
you.
pretend like we never got any.
Yeah. No,
There-
I'm
Just maybe there was an avid fan in Hungerland who spied on us and
Yeah.
is selling the information.
right. Actually, all your purchases are being tracked by the Thunderball League. But yeah, I mean, it's up to you guys if there's something more you want to do, but I don't want to just like make you guys sit around and do nothing for.
Can't think of anything else
Yeah.
at all.
I mean, some more conversations can happen over the week over Discord, and I know we've talked about it a couple times before, Sean, but I forget where we came down on if I can do the Unearthed Arcana of switching Warlock spells.
I think I said I was okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay, and I think I feel the same way for a lot of you. Like, if there's something you really want to switch that you took, and it's like it's just not working for Thunderball, like you guys can switch it. I think Barry, you brought up like the meta magic thing that you picked with the careful spell and realizing.
So I
that-
could have swapped that and kept my anti-fire resistance.
I mean, maybe, yeah, if that's what you want to do. I'm okay with that feat though that we created, because we created a like a custom feat, which essentially was like the
Martial
that-
Adepts.
yeah, the martial adept one, where it gives you like an extra use of what is the superiority
Battle
die,
mastery
and
spell.
yeah, and we just sent like another sorcery point and another meta magic option.
Yeah.
But if you would rather not do that and go back to your original plan, that's fine.
They just removed Captain Spell because I read that wrong.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm cool
Yeah.
with that.
Then Fireballs
Yeah, I don't
will come
think
back into this game, and then people are gonna be like, "Oh, he's using Fireball. What an idiot!" Next second.
Especially since I don't think you've ever even used Careful Spell, so I don't.
No,
think...
because like I said, I thought it was the same as the
Even though there-
Invocation Wizard,
There
where
was that
it's like
time I'm pretty sure you fireballed everyone.
not in this game.
Was it not? Was it not in this game?
Not in this game.
Okay.
Oh no, allies.
Yeah.
Not in this game. There's been games, but not this.
Not this one specifically. Yeah, I mean, I'm down for you guys doing that. I'm really flexible in this game with you guys making decisions to like change things up like that, just because this is such a weird thing. So, yeah, you want to switch some spells around, especially and also because it's like a 3-week period, so you know, plenty of downtime.
I might actually take a look at all my cleric stuff and look back at all my spells.
Yeah.
See if there's anything I want to change, which I know I can just do normally.
Yeah. You can change pretty much everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to call our session early, but at the same time, I don't want to waste your guys' time doing absolutely nothing. All the drama and stuff will start coming in once we actually get into the tournament, and see how that goes. Any other lasting thoughts here?
Now Alex and Morgan are here. The same thing I mentioned when Morgan was away, internet issues, and Alex went for a break. Ace is going to suggest we pitch all of our funds, because he doesn't care about funds as a character, on us to win. Because if we lose, we're out.
Oh.
But if we win, we could like double, possibly triple it, depending on how nice Sean is.
Yeah, this is all of your guys like life savings though, so you know, think about your characters, and if you
There'll
lose,
be more.
I have $3.
$3 whole.
Yeah, but see, Ace
One of
doesn't
those
really
horseshoes.
care about gold, so he's all like, let's just put it all down. Plus, he is so confident that we're just gonna win because he's there, and he doesn't lose.
We'll see. I mean, Trophy does have a ginormous family, so he'll probably stash away at least a portion of his money to them so they can live comfortably. But
We
then
get the
game.
12,000 right of the pact keeper. For our
Oh.
all our friends.
I forgot to mention too, the amount of money that you guys get for wins is going to go up as the tournament progresses too.
Oh.
Ross would have told you this. Hold on, let me pull it up. For the qualifying match, for this match, if you win against Nelsry, you receive 1,000 coins each. For the first round, it's 2,000. For the semifinals, it's 5,000. For the championship, it's 10,000.
Well, it's up to you guys because I worked it out with just the 500. Does that mean my sponsorship cap also increases, or is it still just 50?
It's still just 50.
Oh.
Damn it.
It doesn't increase like
Just buy like 10
exponentially.
more
Like,
hats.
You were wondering
It's
if
not
it
like
was based on
10%
like,
of the winnings.
yeah, no, it's not based on 10% of the winnings. Otherwise, it would have been otherwise you'd end up paying more for the magic. I probably would have charged more for the magic item on the front end. Just a little extra something.
Because I'd worked out if I just gambled my 50 gold and then the 550 for the win plus the winnings and just doubling it, I'd still end up close to like 5,000 alone. Now I'm going to end up close. I'd probably buy Rose Pack here for myself come the final. But if we all put it together, we could.
What would you do?
Oh, I'm saying I would have enough to. I wouldn't buy one, but we could purchase.
But you could.
We
We
don't
could
have a
buy
card, so
A lot.
But
That's a lot of money, y'all.
It's all stuff for us to figure out if we win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if
I don't want
When-
none of this if talk.
When we win, if Ace was here during
Right.
negotiations, we would have a stadium being built right now. This is like, yeah.
Yeah, effectively, if you guys win out, you will have 8,000 coins to gold to spend for the championship round. So if there's anything like, I really want this for the last match, then you'd
Without
have to-
gambling.
without gambling, not factoring in gambling. And like I said, I'm gonna have to calculate what your odds would be at for these. It's probably gonna be something like for the first one, it's probably gonna be like a 2-to-1 or 1-to-2 odds. So you get like 50% of whatever you bet. And then like as it goes on, depending on the team you're going up against, because the first team you guys are going up against here, Nelsery, is pretty much on like even playing field with you guys, and you guys have like stomped your last 2 matches. So the better you win, the worse or the better your odds of winning will get, the less money you're going to get for future matches. So if you make it look convincing that it's a very difficult match, then you can bet more later on.
Is there some more
earn more from
performance
betting.
roles needed, or do we
Yeah.
like get up 2-0 and then we just stand aside and let them walk in and like do the fake dives? I'm like, oh no, they beat us. Or get hit and then take a dive and be like, time out.
Oh no, I need to cast Spare the Dying because everybody's dying.
You guys can work out your performance routine if you want, if that is the direction you want to take this. Okay. Anything
Hold
else?
on. I think I may have just found the perfect item, just seeing what it does. We have a paladin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
that's me. Hello. I'm Paladin.
Holy Avenger's not that good.
What?
It's $165,000.
I
It's actually
don't think there's a
Good.
universe in which you will end up with that much money.
we
But
put
I
all
don't
of our
know.
money together. We may make it.
Wait, what is the item?
So it's a +3 sword magic weapon. If you hit a fiend or undead, takes an extra 2d10 radiant, and when you draw it, does a 10-foot radius. You and all friendly creatures have advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects. And if you have 17 or more levels in Paladin, it increases to 30 feet.
Oh. Wait, what's
This
it
is-
called?
Holy Avenger. This has
Oh,
been around for a few editions, or at least since 4th. I
nice.
don't know if any earlier.
If we get 60,000, we can give whoever's sitting on top of Alessa the cloak of displacement, so they both have disadvantage of effects against the two of them.
Things to consider. I'll leave the math for the Discord conversations for you guys to figure out then over
Yeah.
the coming week and decide what you guys are gonna do. Awesome. Okay. Well, we can call it there. Everybody can I bequeath to you an extra hour and 20 minutes to do what you want, and think about stuff for next week, where we will pick back up for our next Thunderball matchup. So good, nice chill session today, guys. I already said all of our announcements at the beginning. Check out our schedule below, and all that good stuff. Follow us on Discord, or join us on Discord. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us here, YouTube, all those good places, and join us tomorrow for our next session of Pursue the Black Kestrel, our 5th edition campaign. And yeah, that's the next thing. Anything else before I go? Nope. All right. Thank you everyone for joining us today for this this interlude, and we will be back next week, same time, same place. And until then, good game and good night, internet.
Night, internet.
Good night, internet.